got a little.
I'm ready to rock.
Yeah,
let's see what you can do.
Let's go to sport mode.
Let's step it up.
Where we at?
Let's put it in sport mode.
Sport mode, baby. Already?
Let's go. All right.
Morning, guys. What's happening? As you can tell behind me, the Golden Gate Bridge. It's an awesome morning here in San Francisco, and this is my man Stang Mode.
What's up?
Yep, you got to check out his channel. He does some awesome Mustang stuff on YouTube, and today we're going to be collaborating on some cool stuff. We are here to test drive the 2020 EcoBoost Mustang. So Ford has upgraded this thing. It's got a pretty cool suspension. You can get Recaro seats. They upgraded the horsepower, the looks, everything about the car is updated. It's a pretty neat package, and we're going to check it out cruising on these Canyon roads. How are you feeling about today?
Well, you know what? I used to have EcoBoost myself. I had a 2015, and I haven't been to the platform, and now they've updated it to 2020 with all these new suspension goodies. And basically, what is it? Like the EcoBoost is now the RS motor, and
it's kind of similar.
Yeah. So they beefed it up, more horsepower, better suspension, and remember, the V8, it's lighter than the V8 on the nose. What, a couple 100 pounds lighter?
It's a little bit lighter, so on these Canyon roads that we're going to hit, we should be able to do a little bit cutting and slicing, and we'll see if it makes a big difference. And then a little later on in the day, we're going to try a stick versus automatic situation.
Yes.
So for those who like the 10-speed, we're going to give you a little review and let you know whether that package works pretty good too. So enough talking. What do you say we go get to it?
Let's get to it.
All right.
That's why I wanted you to drive first. Oh, she really was nimble.
Yeah, it's light, very light on the front. Trying to kill the bike guy. Yeah, oh man, this is really...
This is something else.
Right there, we would have understeered in a GT.
Yes.
I mean, I steered it with one hand. Wow, this thing is snappy.
Is something else.
Really, really turns in well. Look at, I mean, it's just like a go-kart.
This is something else. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I mean, I honestly, we're going...
I wasn't expecting it to be this crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we're going uphill. This is an incredibly tight road. I mean, this is not even like road course stuff. This is crazy.
No, it gives us a little bit of a lull to kind of, you know, post-game. Take that in. That was...
But
this is something else. I'm excited.
I didn't even hear the tire screech.
I didn't hear anything.
It literally.
You're absolutely right. There was zero tire screeching at all.
It took everything I had.
Well, you know what? I was looking for the old crap handle. You know, one thing is that Mustang doesn't have that handle at the top for the passenger. So we gotta hold the door here. But I'll tell you what, it needs one.
That was a fun little section of road.
No, that was great.
You know, like, and honestly, this car ate that up probably better than a GT would. A GT 350, you know, you just got that extra power, but that section wasn't even about power.
No, that was about turning.
It was about flow, and you know, so we are on the panoramic highway.
All right.
So as long as we can scoot around this dude, what do you think?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it. All right.
All right. Now let's see what we got.
Now we're gonna have some fun. Look at these views. Holy cow. Now we're talking. Wow.
Okay, so this is like more curvy.
This is beautiful.
Good power.
How the brakes feel?
Brakes feel good.
You gotta take a left. Now watch out for these bikers.
Yeah. They must have a lot of gearing.
Yeah.
Messing on these roads. It's a lot of hills, a lot of grades.
You're staying right now in third gear mostly?
So now I'm in third gear, yep.
All right.
And I'm 3,500, so I'm like right in the meat of the torque.
Yeah, 350 plus torque is a lot of torque for this.
Like, I mean, the slightest touch on the throttle is giving me a nice response from the engine.
So that torque is there.
Yeah, the torque is definitely there. Like, I don't really feel like I need the downshift, but I think if I upshifted, I think try to get that smooth downshift.
Sure.
So we can get the power coming off the corner. Now that's second gear, and it's really got a lot of power.
Now this is the MT82, correct?
I believe it is, correct.
And I wonder how much this weighs.
The car?
Yeah. You know, is it like 30, 36?
We should have asked that, but I think it's probably around 36 because I think
that's what I was thinking too. 38.
3750.
Yeah. Okay. So probably 36.
We're closing in on this. But absolutely a fun car.
Oh, and yeah. From the passenger seat, I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yep. So, like,
and it just so happened we had someone at the table who had done some work on the RS calibration because there's a lot of cross-pollination between the Mustang team and the Ford Performance team. And they're like, you know, that engine really can pull out the red line. And we're like, well, that's an idea. And so that's how the little Skunkswood project started. Somehow that conversation seemed to give them approval. I wasn't quite aware of that. But they went off and pulled an engine out of one of the old RS prototypes, stuck it into the Mustang, as Jim was saying. And that was really a transformational vehicle to really demonstrate, even on the four-cylinder, we could take those same tricks of the trade of having 90% of peak power at redline and create that same excitement, same fun to drive in that vehicle. So the roads we used to demonstrate that, really down in Arizona when we took it out for the first time, is a road that's asphalt. It's kind of through the desert. You have all these mesquite bushes that really set up the turn and the apex. So it really demands that the driver is really in tune with the vehicle because you can't really see where the road's going. So the steering input, throttle input, how that chassis responds, and the intuitive nature between driver and car is really what that course is set up for. And that's really where the initial tuning work has been done on the 2.3 high performance package.
If you guys didn't know, off camera, Evan gave me some nice tips about, you know, the corners, driving these cars to the mountain. So I'm looking forward to do that because, as you know, if you're watching this channel, we do mostly drag racing, so I got some good tips. I did go to Millville a couple times and did some instructional courses, but obviously it's always good to learn. So we'll apply those when I drive the car, get a chance. I'm getting excited. So to take these to the corners. One of the things we did talk about was how great and how amazing the car sounds. It sounds good. It grips good. And as hard as even Evan was pushing it, we didn't hear only one tire squeal like once.
Yeah,
So
and that was on a very banked section, really tight, where it unloaded the tire, I think, vertically. I don't think that was because we slid the car.
Yeah. No, the car is doing phenomenal. So I'm getting excited. These roads are amazing. What is this? This is the Pacific Coast Highway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's so some takeaways is the steering. I'm loving the steering, what Ford has done, and especially the lightness on the nose of this car. It's quick on turn in, but it's not nervous. Like it's not twitchy where like you turn and you get too much where you're having to back off the steering.
Sure.
It's just nice and smooth, and this is a real just nice flowing road
At that point. So the trick was we only had about 14 months to get it into production for the 55th anniversary, which we felt was important. We really wanted to celebrate that across the lineup, and we felt if we take a high-performance EcoBoost that really demonstrates fun to drive, what better way to celebrate it? So in the context of that, we got approval, and then it was just getting a little team together because when you go fast, it's always better to have a smaller group. It's what we do on Ford Performance, so we took that same general approach to an ad hoc team, pulled together a couple of key people from Dynamics like Mike, a couple of calibrators who knew how to tune the transmissions because we knew when we changed the engine, it was going to have a transformative effect on everything we did on the automatic transmission tuning. So, and then of course we got the turbo engineer together because for this application we had to design a unique turbo. We couldn't use the front wheel drive turbos, we couldn't use the turbos we had. It really had to be a unique turbo developed for this package and this application. So that key meeting, we met with them. We said, look, we're going to put active exhaust on it because active exhaust is a key attribute to fun to drive. You always need a soundtrack to go along with throwing a car around. So, you know, he's like, well, you know, how do we do this? Well, we said, we're going to give you low back pressure. We're going to use the RS motor because the RS motor can do more pressure. We can run 22 pounds of boost in this engine. So with that more boost, we'd like to use it to get 90% of peak horsepower at redline, and we'd like to because it's going to have an automatic transmission application, which the RS didn't. We'd like peak torque at 3,000, and we'd like to drag that peak torque all the way out above 4,000 RPM. So it could give that great feel in an automatic application that you're shift to shift, you're still holding peak torque. You won't get a lull as you go from gear to gear. and give you that real engaging experience that the vehicle is really just egging you on to have more fun and drive it harder.
That's right. We got the special version.
Yep. So we got manual transmission right now. We got Velocity Blue. We got the beautiful anthracite wheels that are almost like the PP2 package, which everybody loves, right?
Everybody loves that, yep.
Those things are killer looking. It's really a great looking package. And now we get to see if it lives up to the looks by putting it to the test on the highway.
Yeah, they did. One of the things I noticed about the car, they did a real clean look to it. You know, a lot of people think, oh, you put like fake spoilers here or like vents there, it looks a lot better. But one of the things they did a lot of a tasteful aesthetic appeal to the car, so it looks really clean and handsome.
I agree. You know, one of the things I noticed also in looking at the car, Ford really does their engineering, and they go on track, and there's things that aren't maybe always noticeable on the street or to the average guy, but I noticed on the front fascia of this car, there's the openings are only what's necessary for cooling. Like the new GT500 has a lot of openings to provide a lot of cooling to all the different coolers. So the less openings you have on the front end, the more downforce you're going to get, and you get a cool, you know, a smoother, cleaner look, which this car has.
Yeah, I think they also didn't. It looks like a GT though too. Like from a distance, it looks like a GT.
It doesn't look wimpy at all.
No, it looks. It's got a handsome look to it.
I mean, that initial tip in is really nice.
Yeah, it's got a nice torque.
Yet.
So we got some nice digs from Ford. Me and Evan had some nice breakfast.
Yeah, they put out a nice
spread.
Our hotel has a wonderful view of the Golden Gate Bridge. We're at Cavallo Point, which is super nice. And you could not have asked for 2 days of better weather.
Oh, it's been beautiful.
For doing this kind of stuff. All right, so now we're going to get off the highway.
Yeah.
And we're going to make our U-turn.
Make a U-turn, yep. It sounds deeper, the exhaust that I'm used to with the EcoBoost. They might have engineered that.
Yeah, he said Jim Owens, I think, said they gave it, or Carl said they gave it a little throatier sound, which of course is what you want.
Which is what you want, yeah.
You know, I think part of the driving experience in any car, whether you're a seasoned drag racer or whether you're on a road course especially, is hearing the engine and really being in tune with what the engine is doing gives you a better driving experience and probably lets you go a little faster if you kind of are in tune with the engine and you know how to correlate the sounds to, you know, how much throttle you can apply coming off a corner. Sometimes you can even hear as much as feel what the car is doing. So a good engine sound is important. Plus, you want it to sound cool.
That was, we're taking 445. That was the biggest critique of the EcoBoost. Wasn't that it was a four-cylinder, because four-cylinders have been in Mustangs before. It was the sound. Right. Because sound is so important. When you think about even the 4.6 Mustangs, they're very, like, for lack of a better term, underpowered.
Right.
But they sounded so great. So, you know, if you're the guy who just went back and forth to, like, car shows around town,
right,
it sounded phenomenal. And this car has the power, so I'm glad Ford paid attention to the sound, because that was, like, the biggest critique that I got was it sounds way too raspy.
Right.
People want that. Obviously, it's not a V8.
Deeper sound, deeper throat sound, yeah. On the dash, this car has the digital dash, which is part of the package. And so it's nice. You got the sweep of the tach and the sweep of the speedometer, but you also got the digital number readout. So you can kind of either catch a glance, or if you rather watch the sweep of the tach for your shifting. I would imagine under full throttle, trying to watch the numbers count up is hard to do. It's way easier to watch the sweep of the needle, even though it's a digital needle.
445B.
Okay, so we're getting off right here. Now we get off. And this thing revs to 6,500.
Yeah.
Is the red line.
Yeah, one of the things that my old EcoBoost, 2015, was I actually had to short shift it, because after about six grand,
right,
there was nothing left.
Yeah.
So they were saying today that we can wring this all the way out. Just power on tap.
Right. Carl was saying the torque hangs in there a lot longer than it did on the earlier EcoBoost Mustangs. Yeah, I drove the RS. I did some of the drag testing on that car, and even though that engine revved to, it's the same engine essentially, to 6,500 as well, but 61, 62 was the sweet spot. I think I ended up going 12.8 at 105 bone stock with an RS.
That's fast.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks. And but I tried shifting it at 65 at Redline, and then I called one of my buddies, Ken Mealy, because he was a big EcoBoost guy. He went like 12.1 at Atco. He's a Jersey guy.
Okay.
With his, he's old Yo Ken from the magazine when I was at the magazine, and he's had a lot of experience with those. And he was like, dude, you got to shift that thing at 6.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? So I ended up 61, I think, was the perfect spot to go 12.8. But it was like a 0.2 difference. It
really was crazy different.
It went from like 13.0 to 12.8 just by shifting it a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm glad they pay attention to that because I like to bring a car to Redline. You know, I know you can like short shift it, but taking it to Redline just feels more fun.
It is.
You know?
It is. And it's
I think also when he talks about the squared stand setup and the new tires they put on there.
Correct.
You know, that should be pretty good. There was a thing, they had the P0 Neros on the GT Performance Pack, and those things just spun all over the place.
Yeah, so I think that's a harder tire.
Yeah.
This is the P0 Corsa.
These are the Corsa ones, so they should be more.
Yeah, and I wrote down the size.
Okay.
So what do we got for size?
So we have 265 4019s Pirelli P0 Corsas, and this has the GT brakes as well. I'm more comfortable seating wise.
I'm putting my air conditioned seat on. Watch this.
Air conditioned seats are on, and we're gonna have some fun. So this route is unbelievable. Probably the best driving route I've ever been on. Also, what I just keep saying, I love Recaros, they're great, but for my purposes, I like to daily drive and go street strip guy. I feel way more comfortable right now. Because those Recaros are meant to hold you in the corners, but they did also pinch your love handles. Yeah, if you have some. All right, so let's go. What's cool about the convertible is I can hear more of the whooshes and the little turbo noises.
Yeah, being such a hardcore performance guy, I'm not really. I wouldn't call myself a convertible guy. But with that said, we are in.
Did you want to go down there and see the scenic stuff he was talking about?
Now let's hit the road.
All right, let's do it.
Lunch is calling.
All right. Yeah, we got to head over to lunch.
There's plenty of drive. I'd rather drive the car and talk.
All right.
So to me, this is a perfect day for a convertible. We're not going to bake.
Yeah.
So basically, as long as we don't flip over, we're going to be having some fun.
No, we're not going to flip over. But I'll tell you right now,
this guy's letting you by. Definitely hear the engine.
Oh yeah. Way better engine noises. This feels good.
Oh, this is great. A whole different experience now in the convertible.
Totally different.
Got the wind in our face. This is California cruising right here.
This is exactly a great word. This is how you California cruise right here.
We got Orange Fury.
I love that name.
Yep. Nice little downshift right there.
Yeah, the transmission is in sport mode right now.
I was gonna say, what mode are we in?
We're in sport mode.
Nice.
And what a drive.
This thing's eating up the road pretty good.
I tell you what, for a convertible.
Well, now we're like in Grand Touring mode.
We're in definitely Grand Touring mode. Agreed.
You know, before we were in the coupe with the handling pack.
Yes.
So we had the high performance pack with the handling pack, which gave us like a double dose of performance on the EcoBoost. Now we're in like chill out.
Relaxing. I can see the appeal of this. Like, I would like to just take this on a nice Sunday cruise, get some oysters.
Yep. Start off with your coffee in the morning.
Yes.
You go for a nice Sunday drive.
And have the top down and see all this scenery. Exactly why this appeals to that buyer.
Yep. Beautiful trees up here in,
Yeah.
you know, we're north of the San Francisco area. Right on the coast, so you got just that ocean smell.
Yeah.
Everything about it is just enjoyable.
Feels great.
I'm liking the convertible more than I thought.
I thought, yeah, it really is selling me right now.
Yeah, this is good.
Well, because obviously there's no greenhouse. It's just everything's open, so you can experience everything. I like convertibles. It's just for some reason I just feel.
Well, we're drag racers.
Yeah,
so it adds weight.
Yeah, exactly.
It adds weight,
So,
and then you got to put a roll bar in at a much higher ET.
Exactly.
We can get away with much more with a hard top.
Exactly. No, I mean so far the test.
Does it feel any different?
If I feel way more comfortable, like where I would, that's more analog feeling with the stick shift and the handling. This feels like a lot more, like we said, it's a cruising experience.
Right. So not only did we switch from the more stiffly sprung suspension with Magna Ride and a roof over our heads and a manual trans, now we got no roof. We've got a little more subtle suspension and the A10 automatic.
So now you can take in the sights a little bit, just focus on braking and turning. I'm gonna pass this guy.
Go for it, man. Go for it. Let it rip. Oh yeah.
It downshifted beautifully for me there.
Oh, yeah.
We went from 8th to 4th gear in the blink of an eye.
From a straight line or acceleration standpoint, the 10-speed's probably quicker than the manual. It's just keeping the engine in an hour band, keeping that boost up. You know, again, we still got the high performance package, so you're still getting the gauges, you're still getting the 332 horsepower, the 350 torque. Now just in a little different package with the convertible and the standard wheel and tire package.
To be 100% honest with you, I might get this package instead because I'm more comfortable compared with the Recaro seats. And this feels just as good.
All right, Stang Mode, it's been a great day, man. We're rolling back to the hotel. We've spent hours and hours driving these high-performance EcoBoost Mustangs. We started in the stick. We're finishing up in the convertible automatic. It's been a great day. I just want to thank Ford. I want to thank everybody for checking out the channel and watching the videos. It's been pretty awesome, wouldn't you say?
One of the best days of my life, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's been cool, and it's been great riding with you, sharing the day.
Definitely.
So
appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much.
Yep. Thanks for everybody chiming in. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll keep having fun out here.
All right. Peace.